Time for another Soccer Down Here 1v1. Time to catch up with action out west in the NPSL and the newest member of part of the Western region in the NPSL hanging out with us, Oakland Soccer Club's co-president, Edward Stephen. Mr. Stephen, thanks for hanging out with us for a 1v1.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving us some attention and giving us your time.
All right. So first and foremost, when it came to the announcement itself, when all of the social media happened, the press release happens, all of that stuff, when it finally hit the papers that this was official for the NPSL, what was your initial thought in your head?
I was super excited. We've been working on this application with the NPSL for many, many months. And this is a huge step forward for our club being part of the NPSL. This will bring us a lot of credibility. This will bring us a lot of opportunities. So I was eagerly awaiting the announcement. And when it finally dropped and hit, I was very happy.
How much thought went into this? How many pages of the calendar were flipped to the side from the beginning of this idea to when it finally hit the presses? How much thought went into this idea?
I mean, we started the process probably, early May, June. So a good, 6-7 months of thought. Yeah. Working with the NPSL. And I mean, it's a serious league. There's a lot of standards and a lot of, requirements that need to be met. And it was a lot of work from a lot of supportive people, who have our backs, to make this happen.
Why the NPSL?
Okay. Yeah. So, this was probably one of the toughest choices. There's a lot of leagues out here in the Bay Area, some that have been around and some that are coming up. And there's a lot to choose from. Previously, we have been playing in the San Francisco Soccer Football League, and I do have a lot of respect for that league. The teams in that league are really high caliber, but there is this perception that it's a Sunday league. And, honestly, like a lot of the teams in that league at the higher level, at the Premier Division, could easily compete and beat leagues in other divisions that are considered higher. But there is that perception among players and among the area that it's more considered a Sunday league. So we were looking to kind of grow and move on from there. There were other leagues like UPSL, NSL. There's a new league coming out, NISA Nation, which sounds very intriguing and very exciting as well. So we had a lot to choose from and a lot on the table. Some of the leagues, the timing of when they run, the schedule wasn't a good fit for our model and our club. For example, NISA Nation is focused mostly on a fall season, and that's where they want to emphasize, their commitment. We have a lot of college players. We have, some players who travel abroad at that time and play, for other places abroad in other countries in the fall season. So that just wasn't a good fit for us, just because of the timing on its own. So, and there's other. It's crazy. The leagues to choose from. It's like the Wild West out here, where any and every league is popping up and just saying we're on the third tier, we're on the fourth tier, we have promotion, relegation, and it's I could go out and start my own league and just say it's whatever level it is. At the end of the day, I think the NPSL was the best fit and a good fit because it's established. It's established as a high quality. It's established as high standards. And it's proven, and we know what teams are in there. We know the caliber of the teams in there, and it's a step up for us. It's a way for us to grow and not just join any league and look to win games and say, oh, look how good we are.
And at the same time, I know that part of your fabric and part of your makeup at Oakland Soccer Club is being a community-based entity. The feel is that of a community. And in the NPSL, you're naturally in the Western region. You're going to be going up against a lot of rivals in the West that have these similar kinds of of ideas and approaches. And so I think that symbiosis kind of fits when you were looking for a partner.
Yeah, definitely. And actually one thing I've kind of learned in this whole process of choosing and applying in the NPSL was a lot of the other clubs were very helpful and willing to reach out and engage us and that was good to see. Like we have the same mentality, we have the same goals, we have the same vision, and the right people look to help each other. And that was a pleasant surprise.
When it comes to the season, and you and I both know that the season is going to be here sooner rather than later. I mean, you and I are talking here in mid-January, and we're talking probably 5 months before games start counting, even sooner in some other parts of the NPSL footprint. When it comes to your to-do list, and this is the question that I always ask in these interviews. I know that we all have our to-do lists somewhere. It's on a legal pad at your desk. It's on your phone where you can sit there and pull the stylus out, write an idea to yourself and send it to yourself in an email. It's a dry erase board on your fridge that you can sit there and write an idea on at 2:00 in the morning so it doesn't leave your head. Or it's on a rather large 4x6 foot thing that's just off camera for you. Where is that to-do list? And what do you think the first thing is that you can check off of it with 5 months to go before games start counting?
So we use Google Drive for the organization, and we keep all our documents in there. But we do a 30-day monthly tracking document. So we at the beginning of each month, I go in and I list 5 to 15 different tasks that we need to accomplish in this month. And then we'll go back and we'll do a check-in halfway through the month and then at the end of the month. And this is a way that, other people in the organization can also see what's going on and contribute and help and do things. So our tracking and our to-do list resides in a Google Drive, and that's been very successful. I mean, I know there's more, higher level platforms and stuff, but the Google Drive has seemed to, been working for us so far. And I have a lot of things, I have a lot of simple, easy things I think we can knock out first. We did a successful tryout and, we're starting up training. So I think finalizing a roster is one of the first things that we can check and mark off. We also need to secure new kits and uniforms to match the new, club look. That's something that can, easily be knocked out. We're still finalizing a home venue. So that's something that's going to take a little more work and a little more effort. And that's more of that's not like an easy knock it out of the park kind of thing right off the bat, but that is something that we need to accomplish, by the end of the month or the beginning of February. Yeah.
When it comes to the West in and of itself, I'd mentioned briefly a lot of those other partners in these communities. I mean, you're jumping into a very, very tough region when it comes to the NPSL. When you look at your future opponents and the places that they are, what goes through your mind as you're sitting there and you're looking at Golden Gate and Oakland and Farolito and all those others that are going to be a part of your footprint?
I just see huge opportunity for Oakland and for us. I mean, you mentioned us, being a community platform, and I sincerely am behind that 100%. And I think Oakland has been overlooked. I think Oakland, I don't know if it's because of the economic status or what. We've often, been put aside or the last dog at the water bowl. So we are reaching. I mean, this is going to be a high level competition, but I've been really pleasantly surprised at the caliber of players reaching out. Our coaches are awesome coaches who, are hungry to make a statement. So I'm excited at the level of opportunity in our division. I think it'll be a chance to put us on the map as a community. I think it'll be a chance to demonstrate to the area and, to the world that there are high caliber players coming out of Oakland. Even though we don't have, the resources that other areas may have. There is a lot of talent here. And my goal was to obtain or put us in the highest level that we could seriously compete in. And without going professional, I don't think there's a higher level than the NPSL.
Edward,
so time will tell. Can come back and ask me, 8 months from now, and maybe I'll have a different answer. But I'm excited.
Edward Stephen, co-president of the Oakland Soccer Club and the NPSL, hanging out with us for another couple of minutes here on a Soccer Down Here 1v1. For someone who has never seen Oakland's soccer scene, has never been a part of it, might look at it in a box score, might see transactions, might see a team that's tied to the region one way or the other. Break down what soccer means to Oakland for someone who's never been there.
Oh, man, that is a tough question. Just describing Oakland to someone who's never experienced Oakland is a very difficult thing. There's lots of beauty in Oakland, and there's, lots of challenges in Oakland. The community is extremely engaged in the sport of soccer. I've been coaching youth and men's teams in Oakland for, almost 20 years now. The community, the kids growing up in Oakland live, breathe, eat, sleep soccer their whole lives. You hear kids, you overhear kids talking about, so-and-so got transferred here, so-and-so is making this much money. They follow every, Bundesliga team, Premier League team, Serie A team, La Liga team. And it's, and the soccer intelligence is very high in the community. It's something that's very, passionate. The community of Oakland is a lot of immigrants, people from other countries, and not just, south of the border, but, I've had players from Tanzania, from Japan, from, the community of Oakland is very multicultural, and people are coming from other countries where soccer is just a huge part of that country, and they bring that here. And the kids growing up here, and have grown up here, soccer is just a huge part of their life. So, I think there's a huge opportunity. I think we could be a sleeping giant where, if we do this right and we do this well, we can really get the community of Oakland, behind us and have our backs. And, from other sports in the area, the Oakland community has demonstrated time and again, with support of their teams, win or lose, they're out there. But you have to be genuine. You have to be sincere. You have to be humble, and you have to be genuine. And I think, from my experience, in the town, I think this is a genuine organization, and I believe in it wholeheartedly.
Now it's time for the promo. For those that want to keep an eye on everything that's going on out there in Oakland, how do they do it with the soccer club, and how do they keep an eye on things? Because the NPSL season will be here before we know it.
Sure. So we have a website, oaklandsoccer.org, and then we are also on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook. Our handles are for Twitter and Instagram is Oakland_SC. And then on Facebook, you can find us at Oakland SC, or just do a search for Oakland Soccer Club. But Oakland_SC will be your best bet.
One of the new members out west in the NPSL recently announced, the Oakland Soccer Club. Edward Stephen hanging out with us, the co-president. Congratulations on the announcement. I know that work has started. Work will continue to go, and it's going to pick up steam before we know it as we get to the 2022 season. Thanks for hanging out with us here for a 1v1. Good luck. We'll be keeping an eye on you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.